Alright, it's December 3rd. I'm gonna make this quick. I can see deer starting to pile out. Watch them walk through the trees right now. But I'm back here on my farm, and this little cedar tree, I just hung this stand 2 days ago. Did a hanging hunt. A tiny little cedar tree that's right on the food. And we got some snow overnight, so as expected, the deer are moving. Should see a bunch tonight. I got a little bit too much north in the wind right now, but these deer seem to be going through just fine. But it could definitely be intense. If I get a bunch of deer out in front of me, I got very little cover. I'm really low to the ground, recurve in hand. If I can stay warm, it should be a fun night. I was able to sneak out of there just a touch early. I get asked a lot about how you get off a field at the end of a hunt, especially a destination food source like that. And every situation's a little bit different, but like tonight, for example, I took advantage of the deer working their way off, and I had kind of a little window of opportunity to sneak out of there before they got back in the field, because I knew it wasn't going to take long for the more deer to filter out. Granted, I gave up the last 5 or 10 minutes of legal light, but I was taking my chances. I'd rather get out clean while I had an opportunity, just playing the odds game that there wasn't going to be a shooter working to recurve range in those last 5 minutes. But one really cool story from tonight, that buck that has the limp, he's got his back leg kind of cut off. It's all scarred over. That buck, back in 2022, I filmed him from that same spot when I believe he was a yearling buck. He had just shed, and that injury was fresh at that time. I think it was after the gun seasons. So I don't know what happened or what caused the injury, but it was certainly fresh, and he kept licking it. I was really, really close to him that night. I'll have to go back and look. I can't remember if I had any encounters with him last year or not, but this is the first time I've seen him this year. But just makes you appreciate the toughness of these deer. For him to just gimp around like that, going on 3 years now, and he seems to be doing just fine. I honestly didn't think he was going to make it when I first saw him as a yearling buck. He looked pretty skinny. We had some pretty harsh weather at that time, but man, they can survive some tough conditions for sure. So just some cool history with that buck. A lot of young bucks tonight. I did see a decent buck, but I did film him a little bit. I have to look at the footage. I wasn't able to glass him because I had some does downwind of me, and I didn't want to move. But overall, an enjoyable night in the stand. Definitely cold. Excited to get back to the truck and warm up a little bit. But got a little taste of late season. I'll probably be back down here yet this week sometime.